Assalamu alaikum, everyone. A very good evening to all you brothers and sisters out there. Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to FM786.com. My name is Rizwana. I am one of the directors of MEA. MEA is the Muslim Entrepreneurs Association, and we are the small team that you see right now. We have with us two very prestigious and two very honorable good brothers. Brother Abdul, who is the president of MEA, and Brother Galib, who is the vice president of MEA. Now, before we go into the discussion, I would just like to take a few moments to share a few words about MEA and about all the good initiatives of MEA that has been going on recently, especially in the pandemic months. MEA has really went out of its way to reach out to the community with the 100 meal challenge. We have distributed free meals to the community who are mostly in need, who could not go out to get their own food. We also had a very nice toy drive for the children who were really locked up at home and who just couldn't really have a good Eid holiday also. And I am very proud to be a part of MEA, being a Muslim, a woman myself. If I could say a few words, like business is no longer a man's world anymore. So, and a little bit about the Islamic global economy, which is evolving with modern Muslims bringing their traditions and blending it with the new modern aesthetic Islamic lifestyle. As most of us know, there's a huge evolving Muslim modest industry in terms of fashion, in terms of halal food. Many of you might be surprised to know that the global halal food and modest fashion industry totally comprises of almost $5 trillion, of which over $1 trillion is actually totally on global halal food and beverage industry. And and the Muslim business thing is really growing. It's evolving. Women have a big role to play here, and I think there's a huge void in the market in the woman entrepreneurship arena. So from MEA, MEA will actually provide the ecosystem to tap into those void areas and bring in a network of Muslims supporting each other and thriving the Muslim way of business and networking. And having said that, I would invite Abdul to say a few words. I mean, elaborate more on MEA, please. Abdul, over to you.
Yes, thank you for that great introduction, Rizwana, and really want to thank FM786 for having us today. As you have mentioned, Muslims are growing globally. We're getting more involved in business, and it's really our time in order to produce ideas that will benefit the community and the overall world. So, entrepreneurship is something very unique. It's something that touches upon pretty much every single industry, whether it be healthcare, whether it be retail, whether it be the financial industry, the oil industry, the energy industry, infrastructure. It touches upon all these different industries. And the way what we're trying to do with MEA is we are focused on building a global community of Muslim entrepreneurs and professionals. This is really the organization where, as young Muslims, older Muslims, whatever, brothers and sisters, when you have an idea, where do you go? This is the community where you can get your idea, thrive, meet with mentors, meet with industry experts, and be able to take that idea and grow it into a valid business and then scale it into a very successful startup. That's what we're all about. And with that, I want to hand it over to the Vice President of MEA, Sheikh Ali Brahman, who is going to talk a little bit further about our community.
Thank you, Abdul, and thank you, my fellow Rizwana sister. Muslim Entrepreneurs Association. It's a great organization to be. I had a lot of interest on this organization last year, and then Abdul, actually, it's his initiative, and then I gave him a hand. Now we have come a long way within a year of hard work, where we have right now about 3,100 active business owners, entrepreneurs. Majority of them are Muslim, but not necessarily everybody is Muslim. We are an organization where we bridge the gap between Muslim entrepreneurs and other communities, community leaders, angel investors, and venture capital. Our primarily goal is to be able to give hand to those kids who has idea, who are looking for mentorship. We primarily focus on helping startups. It's one of our primary goals out of three, I would say. Abdul can talk a little more about it in a bit. Um, so do so. We have taken this initiative of Muslim Entrepreneurs Convention with a with a very short preparation, but we have done amazing. I'm glad to say that we have hundreds of entrepreneurs gathering in Pennsylvania. It's tomorrow, basically, right? And we are following the proper guidance of social distancing, of course. So that's why we chose a place where the social distance could be practiced. I would like to give thanks for one of our very exclusive member, brother Zamil. He's actually helped us to host all of this event on his residential Marifa campus in Pennsylvania. We will talk about more in a bit, but I'm truly excited and thanks for all of you for joining. I think we're going to be one of the kind of organization within 1 year from now where we will be able to help thousands of startup companies by giving them mentorship funds and education that they're looking for to succeed.
Great. So, Brother Abdul, would you like to share more insight into the Muslim Entrepreneurs Convention that we are all very looking forward to in the weekend?
Yes, absolutely. Just taking a step back even before the convention, it really goes about the three pillars of MEA: networking, mentorship, and capital fundraising. So, with this pandemic, we've seen that there's no way that we can really go back. We must push forward. Innovation has taken over the globe. Everybody has gone to just in a few months from, being out in a co-working environment to almost completely virtual. So we see that's the way that the world is shifting. We have entrepreneurs and innovators that are releasing new products that can allow for that to take place. Now, with that being said, we chose, as Sheikh mentioned, a location in Pennsylvania that was offered by our brother Jamil, who owns the Marifa residence. There's 35 acres of land, great opportunity, social distance, but also great opportunity for those Muslim leaders, professionals, and entrepreneurs to come together to speak about what's going on in the world, give some ideas, and be able to collaborate on the future. So that's the overall gist of why we're throwing this event. The event encompasses 3 days. We have workshops anywhere from cybersecurity, digital transformation, to e-learning, which my mom's a teacher. With this whole pandemic, she's been teaching online using Google Classroom. So we're seeing that a huge shift there. It was already coming before this pandemic, e-learning, but with this pandemic, it has skyrocketed that. We're also doing a pitch competition. We're allowing our community startups to be able to be in an environment where their ideas are being heard, their scalability is being mentored and nurtured, and they're given an opportunity by having some cash injection into their business. We've seen this go on throughout all other communities. Now is the time for us as the Muslim community to come together and fund our startups and be able to see all these successful companies thrive and play a very major positive impact in the world. Yeah.
That's right. Um, I think you shared some very valuable points, and especially I would like to emphasize on the use of technology. I think the Muslim entrepreneur world also has a lot to do in the technology field. For example, if we take the example of Muslim Pro, the most widely used app globally, nobody could have imagined that this app would have been such a household name all over the world. And we could have more such examples. I just came across Muslim halal. It's sort of like a halal trip advisor, so you can plan your trips through that app, and you wherever you go, you'll be connected to halal restaurants, halal eateries, halal shopping. So I think it's quite exciting to blend into the Sharia compliant values, and bring it out to all the Muslims out there, the huge network of Muslims out there, and it is gaining quite prominence. I mean, not within the Muslim community, with the non-Muslim community as well. If you say in the field of fashion and lifestyle, Muslim hijab or modesty in fashion, it's a big thing these days. Uh, Over to both of you.
Sure, no, definitely. Thank you for bringing those technology and apps and everything. Technology is playing a great role, and I think we Muslims are a little behind, and this is our time to boost it up. Like this is what we want to do. We want to make those guys who produce those apps for Muslim community, and not only Muslim community, for the entire world, and solve problems. Right? We want to produce that entrepreneur guy, and we want to encourage him and give him the tools and the education he's looking for. That's our main goal. And how we want to do it? By creating a global community, and this convention is just a starting point of that. We have already brought in, we are bringing in 8 startups, if I'm not wrong, already, and we have put together a list of angel investors. They're also coming to Pennsylvania, and they're willing to give out up to $250,000 to the winner of these, pitch competition. Whoever's going to win. I mean, this is a great initiative. I didn't really know that we will be able to do it a month ago from now, within a short period of time, even during this pandemic. But we made it happen. So I think that's what the passion that drives us. Second thing I want to say, like, look, we are all South Asians here, and it's fun growing up in a South Asian family. Especially, I grew up in Bangladesh. I have pretty Bangladeshi Desi parents, and it's fun. At the same time, it's hard because while you're growing up, the things they put in your brain is like you gotta be a doctor or an engineer, right? That's kind of the level they set in your brain. That if you want to be successful, either doctor or engineer. Nobody teaches you how to be an entrepreneur, right? How to not just how to make money, but also how to be with your society, how to pinpoint a problem that people are facing, and through your brain, through the technology or technical analysis, your ability to solve that. I think that's no parents, at least South Asian parents, doesn't encourage us to do it. So our kids are brilliant. They have ideas. They're smart, but they don't have the proper tool, right? So our goal is to be their brothers and the platform, that the one-stop platform that they need to get everything to make their ideas to boom up. So fund is one of the essential when it comes to startup an idea, from an idea to make an entire successful corporation. I think we have a lot of expertise. Abdul personally has a lot of expertise, and we have a bunch of folks who actually comes from finance background. We will talk about the diversity of the folks we have in our group. I am very proud to say that this is one of the greatest intellectual community already. We have people from 200 different professions. We have lawyers, doctors, technology CEO, CFO. We have people who knows venture capital, finance, and all of these. And then we have thousands of small business owners already who are either looking for fund or who are willing to give fund and mentor other members. So altogether, it is already a very diverse entrepreneurial community, and we are yet to grow We want to grow as large as the global platform. And I'm gonna invite Abdul to talk about some of our roadmap toward the colleges, the CUNY chapters and things like that, and how we want to go. Basically, we actually have a road.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that, Sheikh. As Sheikh mentioned, our roadmap is to really expand to different universities. We've already launched our first chapter at Queens College. I'm actually an alum from Queens College. Gained a lot there. I was the first Muslim president of the Economic Honor Society over there. So when I was there, I was really into entrepreneurship, bridging the gap between business and technology. So what we're trying to do with these different college chapters is throw a resume workshop, career event. Give them some of our global advisors that can come in person and teach them about stocks, about trading, about engineering. We have all different types of professionals that are able to give that. Just this last week, we had our second virtual. It was actually our virtual because last time we did it in person, a resume and career workshop. Very important. We have millions of people out of work. Companies are going to start hiring very soon. You're going to see that trend going probably later this summer. And the problem is that there's going to be thousands of applications coming through the door. So how can we differentiate ourselves? So we put two of our members who are HR and resume professionals to really give keen advice. That's what we're here for. We throw different workshops and we really allow the nurturing to take place for our Muslim community to become professionals. And when you become a professional or when you're, at these different jobs, you can come back and add value to your community. And we're doing that, every day as we go.
Great. Abdul, if I may ask, like just moments before maybe something, maybe in his 30s, so he wants to know how he can add value to the organization or how he can get value from the organization. So for folks out there who are thinking like him, maybe seeing this program, what do you have to say for them?
Absolutely. I think that's a very great question. Firstly, since your friend's a realtor, we actually just a few months ago, more than a few months ago, end of last year, before the pandemic, of course, we threw an in-person first home buyer webinar. We also did about real estate investing and strategy. It's a great way to build wealth, but you have to do it right. So the way that people like him or in that specific profession of realty can add value is join our workshops. We just had one 3 weeks ago with a CEO of a private equity firm who's Muslim, who was actually going the doctor route, but decided, hey, I have something in me. I have an idea. I want to be able to expand on it. So he was able to actually create a successful private equity firm that focuses on real estate. So your friend who is a realtor or other realtors that may be watching, how can you add value? Help our young youth that are probably in school looking for some side income because, of course, they're going to school full time, they're working. Nurture them. They can be agents while they're pursuing their education. Why not? And how can he add value? How can he get value out of this? Okay. Does he think about a way to fix a current problem within the real estate industry? Maybe using technology, maybe creating a specific startup. I'll give you an example. I was talking to a bunch of our members the other day. We just had, a brainstorming discussion. We were talking about house appraisals and how manual that process is. And we were just throwing ideas like, wow, wouldn't it be great if we can create some technology that can just go there to kind of like, scan the house and be able to somewhat appraise it? Wouldn't that help the process? Wouldn't that help home buyers really have subjective data before they're buying a home so they know what they're getting into? So it's just things like that. That's what we're here for. We're an open community. We love all types of ideas, no matter how crazy it sounds. As Steve Jobs says, it's the crazy ones that change the world. So, yeah.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for that nice answer.
So first of all, look, we've been with the community since the pandemic started. I thank Abdul and Rizwana, you once again, that we are from Queens, New York, even though we want to expand globally, but we were with the community first during this entire pandemic. We gave away food. Literally, me and Abdul, I remember that we went to people's houses knowing the fact that people have the virus. Um, but we delivered the food. We are not just an entrepreneurs organization. We put our community first. We are ready to fight for any good cause that comes along our way. And this pandemic is just a proven thing. And like Abdul was mentioning, that we want to expand in a very strategic way. We have our first Queens College chapter form, and I'm surprised that they're led by three women who are pretty much. You guys will agree with me, right? They're all under 20 or 21. So this kind of initiative, is, I'm excited to see that people are really joining our movement. Yeah. So and personally, when it comes to education, educating mentorship course, what Abdul was saying, that yes, we have already done at least a dozen of free sessions covering each of those different topics that we know people would need for. One thing we haven't started doing, and that's the biggest piece, is the technology education. If you guys know my background, I'm coming from a deep technology um, consulting background, and I do teach. I have an academy, so we are going to start a lot of free training courses in every sector of technology through MEA, and it's going to be exclusively free for our members. Um, per se, that artificial intelligence is a great thing. You need to adapt it. It's not just for a technology learning purpose. It's not for just you learn a technology and you're going to do a job. If you need to, if you're in a startup right now, if you're thinking of a business, 10 years later, you have to adopt this technology, artificial intelligence, blockchains, IoT, because you want to be the cutting edge corporation and without your competitors. So these kinds of education will start giving out shortly. We have it on our roadmap, right? From next year, we'll start doing that. You'll see more training courses coming up in our pipeline.
Through this opportunity, I would really like to give a shout out to all the women entrepreneurs there who are maybe thinking about starting something of their own, but still not sure, shying away. I would really encourage all my sisters out there to come and reach out and support each other to understand and to discuss. The more you network, the more you feel the power of the network, especially at this moment of time in USA or globally. If you are a woman, if you are a hijabi, if you're a Muslim woman, things can be really difficult. Of course, Muslim identity matters, but I think in the history of the world, this is the best time to really break away from all the shackles of the past and really establish your identity. And believe me, there's a huge opportunity for women entrepreneurship within the Muslim world and within such arenas. And I would really like to encourage all my sisters to reach out there and tap into the market. I have been very impressed by all the feat that has already been done by Muslim women, especially in the modest fashion industry, and also in the food and beverage industry. I think there's still a lot to be done. A lot of the markets are underserved, and men or women alike, we still have a long way to go. Over to you guys.
Yes, absolutely. I completely agree with that. Which is why we were very thrilled when we created the Queens College chapter. The first people that stepped up were actually, three Muslim women saying, "Hey, we like this initiative. We want to take it on." And we were like, "That's perfect. That's what we need." Even speaking about more Muslim women entrepreneurs, I was just looking at the group, an hour ago. The 5 posts, actually 3 out of the 5 were by 3 Muslim women. All have their own businesses. 2 actually are career coaches, and one actually has an online business. So we're seeing this trend grow for more Muslim women that are launching businesses, that are becoming entrepreneurs, and really adding value to the community. And not only that, but bringing more Muslim women on board. So that is just going to be an exponential growth. And we as MEA, we are 100% behind our sisters, really pushing them to, become the best success that they can. And what we can do is provide them all the resources that are available on our platform.
Out there are very pleased to know that. Over to you, Khalid.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm excited also to say that we have principles, we have our roadmap, we have our main direction, but we go beyond and above when situation demands, time comes. We were involved in a little bit of political activities where we have baited a lot of candidates. We have supported folks who are from South Asia, primarily Muslims, Muslim women who are running. We recently have an election on June 3rd, like literally 2 days ago, and we have seen the recorded number of Muslim women who ran and who fought. We have endorsed Mary Jawada, Momita, and so many others, Nabila. And so look, our women are coming forward, not only just entrepreneurship, in politics, in technology, and in every other field. So we also go above and beyond to help that. So we truly believe in an ecosystem. There are a lot of other organizations. We don't have any enemies. We work with everybody, all of them. So we are building a social ecosystem by changing how we do businesses, right? Because business is not itself an isolated department within society. It's connected with technology and primarily in politics. A lot of nonprofit organizations that they have a certain goal to achieve, but they don't want to put themselves into politics. But our life is political, right? We want to change system. We want to protest what's wrong. At the same time, we want to give out every knowledge, every skill that we have to develop others just like us to build a better community, right? And it's an exciting thing. What do you guys think?
Yes, most definitely. I think the fact that young South Asians, especially with Muslim background, the fact that they are coming into politics, it only amplifies that they want to directly impact the community in good ways. So whether or not, definitely 10 people will contest, only one will win. But the fact that 10 people have the willingness to do something for the community, I think that's a very, big achievement for us.
I think there is a question on the screen, and I would invite Abdul to answer it, saying that how can somebody be involved as a small business owner from the community with MEA?
Absolutely. That's a great question that are on our platform. I would say as simple as just joining our Facebook group. We're a community. That's why one of the first posts that we ask our members to put is just introducing yourself, telling us about where you come from, your background, what are you trying to gain, because we want to hear feedback from our members. We're growing, and we want to be able to grow in a way that adds value to our members. So as a small business owner, I would say first join our group. Second, make an introduction post to everybody. Everybody is extremely receptive. As soon as people make introduction posts, everybody welcomes them to our family. And thirdly is reach out, if you need any specific help, if you have a certain problem, within your business, that's where we have mentors. We have, industry experts. That's what we're here for. So we can help you with solutions, with resources, and help your business thrive.
Sure, and I would like to say also that from now on that we had the courage to do this convention even during this pandemic, and hopefully everything will go right tomorrow. After these, we will do these events more often than before. We will do 2 conventions, at least one big convention every year. And like Abdul was saying, we are doing a lot of job fairs. Even we were in touch with one of the greatest CUNY College today, and we were planning to bring jobs within the neighborhood by bringing the big consulting companies, Queens is it's overlooked at some point. Queens is the most diverse county, I would say, in entire U.S. because we got the two airports, right? Queens is the perfect place where technology company grows because they need to fly their resources from here and there, but it has nothing. So I personally, I'm connected with a lot of these consulting directors because I've worked throughout my life on consulting, IT consulting. So I am taking an initiative with Abdul and all other members that how can we bring those job fairs where we can attract all of these big consulting company to come here and recruit from York College, recruit from Queens College, and even we can throw those job events, recruiting events on our own. And Abdul has already taken an initiative to do a virtual job event. And I think it's good to tell you that we have a platform for that. We have the right platform to go a virtual job event. Abdul can talk more about it.
Yes, absolutely. Just going back of what Sheikh said, Queens is the most. It's a melting pot for nations, cultures, religions, ethnicities all over the world come into this one county, and it's really special because we all collaborate and we all love each other in this community. With that, we definitely want to take MEA and continuing adding value. We even have webinars coming up, virtual events next month on stuff like how to have a successful career in freelancing, which is very big since a lot of people are now out of work and looking to the freelance market. How to successfully do content writing and copywriting, which is another very growing field. A lot of businesses need it. These are the future jobs. Before 10 years ago, you wouldn't think about freelancing or copywriting or content writing as real work. But we're seeing that these new future jobs are taking over the older ones. We have one about financial literacy. It's extremely important. A lot of people that go to school here in the school system, we don't fully learn about taxes, about retirement, about savings, about health insurance, about life insurance. We don't learn about these products. So it's very important for our members to understand this and get a grasp on it. And speaking about the jobs, we are planning on doing a virtual career fair. Unfortunately, as COVID keeps dragging out, but we can't stop growing, we can't stop living, we can't stop learning. So we are going to use this platform and add as much value as you can. You could stay tuned for the details. We'll be releasing all of our workshops for next month within the next week or two. And for the virtual career fair, we should be doing that end of August.
Khalib, I think we can't hear you.
Sorry, I was saying I was on mute.
Sorry,
so I was
Sheikh,
saying
we're
that,
on a
Yeah,
yeah.
Khalib, continue.
Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect. I was saying to our audiences that let us know, get more involved within the group. Let's talk. You might have a very unique problem, which unlikely nobody else has, right? In the society or at your personal level. So let us know that what kind of mentorship and courses or education or session you want to have. We believe that we have that network to design a custom solution or a course for you to mentor you. So we cannot do anything by ourselves. We want you to get involved with us. Just shake hands, say hello, like Abdul said. We are very flexible. We're a community. There is no, not a critical process of becoming member with us. No monthly fees, nothing. We're a community. Just get involved. Shoot your question to us, and I guarantee someone will get help. We're not a typical Facebook group, by the way. I don't want to simplify our depth by saying it. We are very active behind the back. We have our WhatsApp group, Facebook group, where are hundreds of entrepreneurs there who are willing to mentor you. We have our monthly meetings, and we're pretty organized at the back. We are about to explode, and you see more things are coming on the pipeline.
So I think.
And also, I think, sorry, just to add to that, one more thing is that unlike other organizations, there's not really a central power that's trying to control the entire group. Sheikh and I have been putting in a lot of effort, a lot of time and energy. We are more than willing, and we want actually others within the community to say, "Hey, I want to take a leadership role." That's great. Sheikh and I will be able to, guide you, put you there, and we'll fly together. We're not unlike most organizations that keep the control with a certain amount of people. We're the organization that we're open. You want to take a leadership role, you want to take initiative, you want to take opportunity. That is awesome. We'll be behind you 100%. So it's also what makes us different as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking forward toward a nonprofit strategy, but so far we haven't received any single dollar from anybody as we did the charity. It was all out of my and Abdul's pocket, we would say. So we really took the initiative by ourselves, and here. We are after 1 year. We have done a dozen of courses. We were with the community where pandemic happened. We didn't think about the entrepreneurship. We thought like this is the first thing we need to do, and we did that. Now that everything is coming under place, we are having this convention, and we're gonna go take it from there.
I guess that brings us to the end of the session. Thank you so much to both of you for being here and saying all those valuable words. And also thank you to the audience who has tuned in. Hopefully we have been able to shed some light on MEA and on our upcoming convention. So still, if any of you have more questions, stay in touch with us through our Facebook page of MEA and send us your questions, comments, and also what is your expectation from MEA. And before leaving, I would request both of you to share your closing remarks.
Sure. I mean, I would ask everybody to watch us live during this 3 days convention. So we will do a bunch of sessions, and we would do live. We have a great panel of speakers. You will see we have already reviewed the promo video. You will definitely get to learn a lot from them and be connected. Join our group. Abdul, you want to say something?
Great. I want to say, thank you everybody for tuning. Yes, thank you everybody for tuning in. MEA is your platform to really grow your idea and be able to flourish as a startup entrepreneur. With older generations, especially, life is short. You can either choose to live in the world, or you can choose to make an impact. Having a dream and being able to see that dream actually become a reality, I think is one of the most beautiful things that's worth cherishing in life. So, yep, that's why we're here. We're looking to build a lot of dreams, make a lot of dreams for Muslims all over the world come true.
Very nicely said, Abdul. Brother Abdul and Brother Galib, I guess we can call it a day for today.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Have a good night. And
Thank you.
thank you.
All right.
Bye.